Hello.
Hello. And hello.
And look who we got in the background.
Hey, little Mr. Snowman.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of snow, it's coming down outside now.
It's white outside.
I'm dreaming of a white...
Christmas.
I never had a white Christmas until I came here.
Oh, well, you live in the Southern Hemisphere. That's
I've
why.
well, I actually was dreaming of a white Christmas all the time. Just sitting there going, oh, no, that's only on TV. I never thought it was real.
It's so real here.
It's just in movies. It's Hollywood. But yeah, we're going to have a white Christmas, which is nice. And Santa's going to come down and give lots of presents, and maybe he'll take a bath too.
I think he will. After he delivers all these Christmas presents, maybe on the Boxing Day, 26th or 27th, he might be here. You never know.
Down. I'm sure he likes baths. He's from that area, isn't he? That Finland, North Pole sort of place. I mean, they're famous for their baths as well, aren't they?
Yeah, bath and sauna.
I wonder if we ever... I can't get an image of Santa sitting in a bath just with steam coming down. Is he?
You can picture that.
Really? What does he do with all his presents and stuff? Oh, well, he would have delivered it already.
Yeah, so it'll be empty.
But just getting rid of all of his clothes and stuff. I mean, he's got tons of stuff.
That's all right. He's got this huge white bag
that
he can put all his stuff in there.
Well, that reminds me of today's topic. What do you bring with you to an onsen?
What do you mean?
Well, like I know a lot of people out there, but especially the Japanese people, it's like second nature. They come there and they just do their thing. They've got their little kits and bags and stuff. They're ready for it.
Yeah.
But for foreigners coming out to Bath, maybe they want to just do it for one, or coming just on a holiday or something, and they want to try and look. And they've done the research. They've found the place. They've got it. But when it comes down to it, they're right. We're going for a bath. What do I take? They usually forget about all that stuff. And so what, do they just rock up, and then they might get embarrassed. They get there and they realize, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that. Or So today's episode, Onsen Ripples, we're going to tell you what to bring, which is an important one.
Yeah.
So what do we start with? Well, what do you take to an onsen?
Well, we usually take this little onsen pack.
Yeah.
Which has got, of course, soaps, towels, bath towels, shampoo, conditioner. That's the base good stuff, I think.
I'm trying to remember, because I've been here for a long time now. I'm trying to remember back when I was living in Australia. I just remember our shower and our bath just being filled with products. There was like layers and layers of shampoos, half used, half there were toothbrushes, toothpaste, and then that was just in the bathroom, in the shower area itself. When you walk to the like area where there's the sink, there's like 100 more chemicals and products, and not that I used it, but just for a family of 3 or 4, it was just filled on top everywhere, and there were cupboards and things and stuff that had been lying there, everything, 400 different types of toothpastes, old toothbrushes. Yeah, what do? You just like
simple.
Just throw it all in the bag and do a Santa, and
you don't need all that.
No, you don't.
No.
Okay, so I've narrowed it down to things to bring and clothes you wear. These are the two things.
To wear stuff.
Well, not when you're in there, but so I've narrowed it down to 2 things. So let's focus on things to bring.
Yeah. Like I said,
all right,
basic stuff: towels, bath towels, shampoo, conditioner, soap.
Yeah, but it kind of depends on 3 things now. Okay. Number 1 is age. Of course, babies need a ton of stuff.
Babies, yeah.
And as they grow up, they get a little bit independent. Number 2 is gender, of course, male and female, and that changes with everything. Products are different.
Yeah.
Some products are the same, but sometimes they're a little bit different. And of course, any personal preferences. Some people have different needs. They might need certain headwears or whatever it is, or some products that they need, medications, things like that.
Creams and stuff.
So there's 3 things: there's age, there's gender, there's personal preference. But even before we go into that, for those people out there, what when you first walk into an onsen, I know there's the bath, but and you've probably seen photos, but that's what can you expect to see inside that you don't need to bring?
Bucket. They usually have it
In a few
Yeah.
different sizes, and like every product, I think there are hundreds and hundreds of brands and different kinds and different colors. Yeah, they're very common, but yeah, this is basically it, the bucket.
Mm.
And people have their own preferences. You can get,
Well, some people bring their own.
Mm.
You know, you want to be fashionable, you know, nice flowery design or something.
yeah, and the kids ones, they've all got their own little characters and stuff that they like.
Pokemon.
Yeah, all the little fancy little things too, and the plain ones. But some of the adults too, they have their own little things, and that's all they bring.
Yeah,
What
it's
else?
like you can
Yeah.
put everything in there, you know, shampoos, soaps, and you just take this into a bath, your own stuff.
What else do you find inside the bath? Look at that.
A
I
chair.
thought it was a hat.
Ouch.
Now this thing
Hmm.
is quite solid,
Yeah.
but of course, when we talk about preferences and stuff, it's also quite small. And so I love these things. These are great. These are the perfect size, you know. But of course, everyone comes in different sizes and shapes and heights and all sorts of things. So it's probably best to check. You know, if you're quite a heavy person or quite big or sports or athletic or any of those things, you should check that, you know, that they've got something that
Good
is
for you.
perfect for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're really heavy, like more than 100 Ks and stuff, some chairs and stuff are not made for it. So every now and then we have, you know, person sitting and just breaks.
Yeah, well, that happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens. So just, yeah, like you do your research for any other place that you might travel, or if you have any personal preferences, if you're going to a restaurant and you have some allergies or something, you just check, you know, it's a simple phone call, or in modern day, check the websites and see, yeah, you can do that. They'll be fine with that.
Mm.
But that check anyway, don't be embarrassed like later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got that. Also the thing is when you get, so these are the main ones, the bucket, the stool.
Yeah.
Almost all onsens have that. And they'd come in different sizes and shapes. Some are small, some are bigger.
Yeah.
And what about going inside? When not inside the bath, but just outside, what do you expect to find?
Outside the bath,
Yeah, well, in the changing rooms and stuff.
changing rooms, there's lockers. Some places don't have lockers. They just have, how do you call it?
A basket.
A basket.
Yeah,
you just
or
put everything
a little
in it.
corral like you had at school or something like that.
Mm.
Now, of course, before you go into there, they'll have definitely lockers on the outside for shoes. That's the whole take off your shoe culture in Japan. That's definitely you guarantee that every place you go.
Yeah, take off your shoes.
Yeah, so there's the shoe one. So there'll be lockers outside for your shoes, little numbers, and probably some kind of like a little tag that you have. So yeah, and it'll be one of those either coin lockers or push button ones or something like that.
Or sometimes there's no locks.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's it. Yeah,
it's like shoe racks.
Yeah. And inside there's lockers. They're usually not like huge, big lockers. They're quite small. So this also comes back to what you bring with you. You know, be careful with all the stuff that you bring, because if you do have something that's really expensive or family heirlooms or some kind of diamond things, and you know, you don't want to take them there and then accidentally lose it.
No, you don't want to lose it. And also like jewelries, you got to be careful with the jewelries, because if it's silver and stuff, sometimes when you go in a bath, natural bath, it changes the colors.
Yeah, there's lots of chemicals. There's some ions, acids, and things like that that can, especially most of the jewelry is all right, but there are some jewelry that changes color and stains. Yeah.
If it's gold and how do you call it? Not silver. Platinum. It doesn't change colors. Yeah. But most silvers one, they do. So be careful. You have to take them off. You better.
Yeah, it's a good idea. So also that comes back to what you've got in your lockers. So people who comes with big backpacks and stuff, there might not be a locker big enough to put it in. So, you know, keep it simple is very good. So let's talk about the kit. What's inside?
Yeah.
Soaps?
Some places do have soaps, shampoo, conditioner as a set that you can use.
I did know there are a couple of places down in Honshu out there, and that's I think they were the mainly outdoor sort of onsens where they strictly say no soap because they don't want to affect the water at all. So there's an area for you to wash your body off and hose off, and then you go out to the onsen, but there's no chemicals at all. So so check that too if you are coming to those places. We're all right with that here, but one of the big things with soaps, with the of course, you wash yourself off, shampoo, whether it is shampoo or whatever you do, and then you go into bath, right?
Yeah, clean yourself because it's a public bath. It's not your own bath. So just wash yourself first and then go in a bath with everyone.
Yeah.
That's the etiquette.
That is. So that comes down to soaps. Then there's, of course, if you want to wash your hair and things like that, there's shampoos, conditioners, that's preferences. And some kids need separate ones and some are non-allergic and some are got special chemicals that they need for, look at this hair. And yeah, this is, I use a lot of product to get it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Actually, I've got my kit here. It's got like a bar of soap,
Yeah,
some shampoo, and a razor. That's
simple.
about very simple for me. Yeah, and it's taken a while, but I have like streamlined it now. So it's this little carry bag. But yeah, but the soaps, shampoos, all that stuff, that's personal preference, and also age depending. The babies need stuff that you know, don't get. Thanks. Don't get. Is it on this side? No,
Yeah,
it's that
that
side.
side.
Yeah, things like kids and stuff, they have different products.
Yeah.
The elderly people have different products too. So all of that. And of course, there is onsen etiquette. Please clean up, you know, because also it can be dangerous. It becomes slippery and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
after you wash with the soap,
just
stuff,
make sure.
it just gets all soapy around
Yeah,
it.
you
So
bring
just hose it down.
And you bring in your kids, don't let them go crazy. It's a public place. So that's very important to remember. So we go, makeup. You can talk about that.
Makeup? What makeup? I can't talk about that. That's one thing I can't talk about. I don't put makeup.
Well, it's people who do put makeup. Do you have any?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Well, do they need anything to worry about?
Well, like before they go in for bath, you might have to take the
Definitely.
thing
So yeah, for those
whatever the thing is.
pancakes and foundations and eyeliners and things like that. Yeah, that stuff's, you know, people do have a lot of that. So any kind of makeup remover before you get in the bath is very important for that sort of stuff. Yeah, which leads us to
most ladies know.
Most ladies know what you're bringing, and some men, and leads me to the next one: towels.
Yes. Towels.
Now there is a towel culture. The easiest one.
Towels, they're small towels,
Right.
for your body, washing your body, and just when you go in a bath, you know, you're naked. Even though you're going to be naked, like everyone's naked, but still, when you go in the bath, you might kind of have to cover your private parts just to be, you know, I don't know.
Just to be courteous.
Yeah, I guess. That's what
You don't
call
know,
it.
hey, look at me, people. But this thing's great. This is the size of it. It's small ones, and most hotels, well, all hotels will have one of these in the bath. If you want, some people have their own preferences. And look at that. It was on TV. They were after this one. They wanted recently. They wanted the name, with the Marami Hotel on it. But these things are great. They scrunch up. They dry you off when you want to dry. I noticed some people use it for the hair, also to tie the hair up, and if they don't want their hair wet, things like that. Yeah. So there's a lot of uses for this little small towel. But there is something about don't bring the towel into the onsen, like into the water.
Tub.
What's that all about?
Well, you use it for wash yourself and all sorts of stuff. So just when you go in the bathtub, just put this on the side. Don't put it in the water.
You don't like to fling it around. No. So there is some onsen etiquette with towels.
Just put it on your head while you're in a bath, or just put it on the side.
I often see these ones there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can balance it like that.
Well, once it's wet, It just
does?
stays
Ah,
on your
good.
head. And also, when you're in a bath, your body gets hot. So it's useful to put this on your head to cool your body down.
Yeah, so cool it in a little bit of cold water and whack it down, and that keeps you cool as well. So lots of culture about this particular small little white towel.
Helps you.
Unbelievable. They see it everywhere, and they're great. And some onsens also have, they supply all of that. They supply all the towels and stuff, depending on it. We have these little kits as well. Little body soap comes with a big towel. What about the big towel?
The bath towel.
Just the bath towel? Do you take that in with you?
No.
No, that stays outside in your locker. So before you go back into the change room after you've had a bath, dry yourself off with that as much as you can, wring it out and let it in. And then go inside and then dry yourself off. Yeah, that's basically it, isn't it? That's it. Which reminds me, and then you put your clothes back on.
Yeah.
What do you wear there and then back?
Clothes.
Yeah, I know. But is there any hints or some
I don't know. It
tips that
depends
we
what
can
you
make?
want. You can bring the whole new set of clothes to get in a fresh clothes after bath.
This is nice. But then you're carrying a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
as
a
well,
lot of
so,
stuff. So when you're just going for a nice dip, then just wear what you were wearing before. That's all right.
Yeah. One little tip, maybe nothing too cumbersome, complicated, lots of buckles and belts and jackets. And I know we're living in a cold country sometimes too, so you can't but usually if you have it nice and easy to get in and out, that's probably it. And the Japanese have done it perfectly with this thing called a yukata. It is great.
Like a simple kimono.
Yeah. And if you are lucky enough to stay in a hotel that has onsens and stuff like that, they'll provide that. And it's perfect. It's got a little pocket for your key, which is what you need.
It's on the sleeves.
Yeah, and very little designs, and brilliant. And they're just perfect. You put it on, you got a little over jacket as well for most places that are colder. You go into the onsen, you take it off in the basket, do the onsen bit and pieces, have your relaxing time, and then your yukata comes back on, and then you just walk out. Yeah, it struck me. I remember going to a few of these onsen style villages and onsen areas, and quite a few people are walking around just with the yukatas and stuff all around the streets.
It's nice and
Getting,
relaxing.
yeah, in the restaurants and stuff like that. It's so much easier. You don't have to worry about it. So yeah, if you are lucky enough to come into any of those places, the yukata is the way to go. And which I think that we cover all that? What to bring, what to wear.
And the last thing is, you just want to relax in a bath.
Okay, so points to remember. Number one, very important. It's a public place. Yep. So things like manners are very important, and what you bring is also very important. So remember things like with strong smells, or, some people might be offended by that. Strong shampoos or things like that. Also, when you're in the bath and when you're using any of those products, you have to clean it up. You have to keep it all in a nice little thing. So a little onsen basket, or some kind of a wooden or plastic. Now there's these sort of things to carry it all in, or to even use it. Keep it all together.
Because like when you're relaxed in a bath, you tend to forget stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
We always get the phone call. Sorry, I forgot my some shampoos and all this bath set. It's like, you forgot the bath set?
Yeah. Well, you forget things.
Yeah. So that happens a lot.
And the more you bring, the more you have to remember. So keep it simple. Yeah, that's point number 2. Keep it simple. So the idea is to come in and have the best onsen experience that you can. Yeah. So
forget about everything.
The less stress you have around you, and the less stress you bring with you, and things that you have to remember and things like that. Because you don't want to come out of the onsen, oh my gosh, where did I put my thing? I lost my key. So keep everything together, which is important. Because when you do get in the onsen, you have no clothes on. So
yourself.
Just yourself. And so that's the number 3 most important thing. Relax. Enjoy.
Chillax.
That's it. Thank you very much. Is that it for today?
That's it for today.
We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice week.